Don Packett, you're a stand-up comedian.
Correct.
And quite interested to find out, what was your funniest moment that you learned the most from?
Okay, so as it wasn't my moment, I was so just a bit of a backstory. When I started comedy, I was very dirty, a lot of sex jokes, a lot of toilet humor. It was easy, and I was at Cool Runnings in Melville one night, and I was on that night. But before I was watching John Vlismus. He was emceeing, and John, in his typical style and fashion, was asking people in the crowd what they do. And for the most part, they're all students because they all walked down from the varsity, and the one. He asked the one kid, he said, what do you do for a living? He said, I'm studying. He said, what are you studying? And he said, microbiology. And in a flash, without even hesitating, John went back to him and said, you see, because I don't trust you with anything bigger. And I was like, oh, that is amazing. He's so sharp. He's probably one of the smartest people you'll ever meet in your entire life.
Very sharp.
But what I learned was to look at things like and think just completely broad in microbiology and to come up with a really amazing comeback on that. I mean, it's smart. You tell someone microbiology, you think, wow, that guy's kind of smart. And then you have a sort of an intellectual conversation with him. But John went straight back and just nailed him on something as awesome as that. And it really did absolutely change my view on content and how to look at things and make it funny, even if it has to be deathly serious.
Cool. And Robin Banks, you are an authority on mind power, and you do a lot of trainings where there's a specific message you're trying to get across, but you use humor in it. Has there been a funny moment in your life so far that you really learned a lot from?
Sure.
From that?
This has been a big question for me because there have been so many funny moments. I'll tell you one of my favorite funny moments is I'll never forget one day in the middle of a talk, somebody said something and I actually lost it. I couldn't speak for like 2 minutes because it was so funny what he said. His comment was timed so well with what I was presenting. But if I have to choose one thing, I was with a friend in Singapore once, and we were attending a course, and he's a very funny guy. In fact, Don reminds me a lot of him as well. And we both got into this lift, and we were both very spontaneous. And as we got into the lift, he just turned around and he said to the stranger next to him, "So you're probably wondering why we've called this meeting?" and the person said, "What meeting?" So I said, "Well, didn't you get the memo?" The guy's like, "What memo?" I said, "I sent a memo." I said, "Don't worry, I'll speak to my PA because, we are here, so we might as well have the meeting." So we wanted to find out, what do you think of the boardroom? I mean, how can we make it look a bit better? And we basically had this conversation, and by the time we left, all three of us were in stitches with laughter. So now I do that pretty much all the time. I get into a lift, and I'll basically say to people in the lift, "So you guys are probably wondering why I've called this meeting." And you will not believe the responses I get. I get a very different range from... sogar wena. Sorry, I can't. Who the hell are you? To one of my favorites. I'll never forget this one. I got into a lift at OR Tambo just before we were having the World Cup, like literally 2 months before the World Cup. I said, right. And there are three women in the lift. I said, "You guys are probably wondering why I've called this quick meeting. We don't have much time, but you're probably wondering why I've called this meeting." And this one woman looks at me and says, "What meeting?" So I said, "This meeting." I said, "Didn't you get the memo?" She says, "What memo?" So I said, "Don't worry, ma'am, I'll speak to my PA." And the other lady says, "Well, we are here. We might as well have the meeting." So I said, "Good." Well, I said, "I want to discuss the state of the nation." And the other lady says, "Well, which nation?" I said, "This nation." I said, we're about to run a World Cup, and I just don't think people are positive enough. And I thought the four of us should put our heads together really quickly and discuss what can we do to make this country work. Any ideas? And the one lady says, "Well, I think we should be more positive. It starts with every one of us." And the other lady says, "Well, I think we should just have more meetings like this." And just then the door opened. I said, "Well, thanks for having a great meeting. Have an awesome day." And I think the lesson I learned from that is it doesn't take a major amount of time to touch people. I mean, I don't mean it that way, Don, but it doesn't take a
I've cleaned up. I would have 3 years ago. I would have jumped right onto that.
But it doesn't take a lot to a moment to connect, to change people's point of view, to shift their states. Now, having said that, I've made mistakes where sometimes I've walked in and I wasn't sensing the fitness of the moment, and I said it in the wrong situation. But I think the lesson I learned from that is that humor goes a long way to shifting someone's state. I tease people when I'm at Pick and Pay. There was this woman once I came up to her and I saw her name was Caroline. I pretended I didn't notice. And so I did this whole thing. And when she's like, "Good afternoon," I'm like, "Oh, Caroline!" fine. Oh my goodness, how are you? And she's like, I'm fine. I said, good Lord, long time no see. I said, what's it been, 3 or 4 years? And she goes, yeah, at least. And I continued this whole conversation with her for 5 minutes about how's your brother and what's his name again, Dimitri, and what's he doing? And at the end of the conversation, I said, man, it's been so good seeing you. Must get together again, go on a picnic. Remember that picnic? Oh, it was great, sir. And as I turned around, I said, Caroline, what's my name? I said, why do I get the feeling you don't remember me? She said, I'm so sorry, I don't remember you, but I've been trying so hard. I said, you don't know me. I said, but I just thought I wanted to make your day. And I turned around and looked back, and, 5 minutes earlier, she was really upset and tired and wanting to get home. And I turned around, and there she was laughing, telling the next audience, the next customer about this mad man and what he just said. And the point I'm trying to make is it's so easy to have a good time. Just look around you. And I think that's what you're saying about the microbiology. Look around you, and it's so easy to make somebody else's day, and there's no way you can make somebody else's day without making your own. The main reason I lift other people's spirits is it lifts mine to do that. So it's a conscious effort. I consciously make an effort to lift people's day and make them smile, make them laugh, because I walk away feeling good, and also they remember me when I come back, and I always get great customer service.
So find the full show around this topic of humor at ltp.ltnet.tv.